Online School of English by Alex Rubinoff.
So let's talk about the negative prefixes now. So there are 4 of them, but actually I have to say that there are much more prefixes with a negative meaning, and also these might have some other meanings as well. So not only those which I'll tell you about, but the negative meaning of these prefixes is like kind of the most typical and most commonly used. So let's talk about that. The first prefix is on. So let's let's guess what are the words that we can use with on. For instance, fortunately, if something happens, something good happens, and we say fortunately, it happened, thank God. And unfortunately, when something bad happens, we say that, well, unfortunately, it happened. Believable, unbelievable. Expected, when we expect something, and when we don't expect that, it can be unexpected, so like a surprise. Employed, unemployed. If we are unemployed, means we don't have a job. Predictable and unpredictable, when we do some crazy things and no one can say what's next, then we are unpredictable. Next one is im. Let's notice which letters will go after im, okay? So mortal are those people who, or things or animals, those who can die. And immortal are those who can't die. So like gods are immortal. So see, that's M in the beginning. Mobile or immobile. A mobile thing just moves around, and immobile thing, it is fixed in a place. Yeah, it doesn't move. Possible and impossible. See, so it starts with P. Perfect and imperfect, right? Patient, yeah, we can wait, then we are patient. And impatient, we can't wait, right? So see, im usually goes with words which start with M or P. Then we have in. Let's take a look at some examples. Something can be appropriate or inappropriate, yeah? If something is appropriate, then it is a good time and a good place for that. If it is inappropriate, then it means that most probably you are in your pajamas at some meeting with your boss. Not really appropriate. That is inappropriate. Visible and invisible. If something is visible, we can see that, and invisible, we can't see that. Dependent and independent, that's an adjective. Those are 2 adjectives actually. So if I am dependent on someone, means I depend on them or on him. If I am independent, it means that I can do everything on my own. Correct and incorrect, see? Complete or incomplete. Yeah, finished or not finished. Dis. That's interesting that this can also be a negative prefix. So we can agree or we can disagree with someone. We can trust, and then we call it a trust. We have some kind of trust. Or we might have some distrust in our relationship. To embark on a ship or to disembark from a ship means that we are passengers, and if we embark on a ship, we start being passengers. If we disembark from some vehicle, then it means that we say bye-bye. Thank you, it was a nice trip. Then connect or disconnect. Yeah, we can connect people, Nokia, connecting people, and disconnect. Yeah, also means that we don't have a connection there.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So now let's talk about the able suffix. It means that it is an adjective, and it means that we are able to do it. For instance, your handwriting is not readable. It means I can't read your handwriting. This trouble is not avoidable, means we can't avoid this trouble. I suppose this price is quite reasonable. In my childhood, we were absolutely inseparable. No one could separate us. Alright? So please guys, click to pause the video and try to guess what were the rest of the verbs. Okay, let's discuss it. Well, to read, we have already talked about that. To avoid, means that we, if we avoid something, it means that we don't want to do that, and we try to get rid of it. Yeah, to avoid a problem. Reason, to reason and a reason can be a verb as well. A reason is a cause of something, yeah? So when the price is reasonable, it is a good price. Like we can understand why it is so big or so small, or it is just reasonable, yeah? An okay price. To separate someone from someone else or from something means to divide them, yeah, and put in different places. So that's to separate. And one definitely should expect the unexpected, believe the unbelievable, and achieve the unachievable. All right. So now let's talk about shn suffix. It can be tion or sion, shn or zhn. And most probably it is a noun. We also have some words like that in Russian. For instance, реакция, reaction, миссия, mission, эволюция, evolution, right? See? So, ция or sia in Russian means that most probably there is such a word in English. She is not ready to take action against the enemy. Action is a noun. Revolutions cause a lot of pain and suffering. I remember the president's election. So we elected a president, and the process is an election, right? A president's election. Do you believe that universe is God's creation? I suppose that the new generation is very good at using all the modern devices. Television is not so popular these days. This mission is extremely important for us. A collision of cars is called a car accident. And a combination of these dishes, of these tastes, is perfect. So yeah, when we have a good combination of dishes, most probably we have a good combination of tastes or smells or something else. Alright, so as you can see, some of these words can be found in Russian and the other can't, but it still means that they are nouns. For instance, generation, it means the children of the same age. Yeah, so that's a generation. Alright, but please remember about mention. To mention is a verb. It is not a noun. So, and it means to remind someone of something. For instance, as you remember, I mentioned our strategy in the beginning of our workshop. So I mentioned, I remind you about it, yeah? I said it before. All right. So keep life simple and enjoyable by doing what you know in your heart is right. So now let's talk about verbs. There are many suffixes that we can use to make a verb, and some of them are just ify or just fi. So let's see. We have simple, and to make something simple is to simplify. We have just. Yes, someone can be just, like justice, you know. And if we want to say, it was good. Actually, those actions were good because he had good intentions. It wasn't bad at all. So we justify that person. Pure, make it pure, purify. Intense, to intensify. All right. So please, guys, click to pause the video and write your own examples with these verbs. Okay, so now let's take a look at my sentences. We need to simplify this task. Please don't try to justify yourself. They purify water with the filters. I have to intensify my training. All right, okay. And some words, it is important to know that the word formation, it is not like a solution for any problem. Some words, they don't change. And some words, they just change completely. For instance, they threw a ball with all, he threw a ball with all his strength. So he was strong, and he did it with all of his strength. Yeah. The birth of her child has changed her life. It is not good for you, for your health. Yeah. So every creature is afraid of death, and he needs his mother's love and warmth. All right. And it's about a meter in length. It has always been my dream to do it. So now let's try to guess what are the words with the same root. All right, now let's check. Strong, an adjective, and a noun is strength. To be born, that's a verb, to be born, like I was born in St. Petersburg. And where were you born? And a noun is a birth. To heal, yeah, to cure someone, that's a verb. And a noun is health. So we can be healthy. It means that we have a good health. To die is a verb, but a noun is death. Warm is an adjective, and a noun is warmth. Long is an adjective, but a noun is length. And dream, that just doesn't change. This word doesn't change at all. So see, a verb is to dream, and a noun is my dream, a dream. Yeah, no change. Some words, they just don't change. All right, now let's practice, guys. Please try to write as many words as you can with the same root for the verb to deceive, okay? All right, I hope you're ready. Now let's compare our lists. So as you remember, a noun is deceit, a type of behavior. Deceitful, yeah, someone who is dishonest is deceitful. Deceitfulness, that's a feature of a character, can be called like that, like for instance, honesty, or the opposite is deceitfulness. Deception, that's a situation. So if you are involved in some kind of deception, probably you are a victim of that. Deceptive, some illusion, if something is an illusion, it is deceptive. And an adverb is deceptively. We can form an adverb with ly. And the examples. The report was deceitful and misleading. The most annoying is their deceitfulness. He obtained the property by deception. Appearance can be deceptive. This story is deceptively simple. Actually, it's not simple. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and remember that practice makes perfect.